Making laws. Both houses share responsibility for lawmaking. A bill is a proposal for a new law. In order for a bill to become law, it has to go through several stages. First, a minister must give written notice or advance warning to Parliament that they are going to propose a bill. First, the clerk announces and reads the short title of the bill. Then a minister stands and says, "I present the bill," and hands a signed copy of the bill to the clerk, together with a document which explains the reasons for the bill and outlines its details. The clerk stands and reads out the long title of the bill. This is known as its first reading. Copies of the bill, which until this time have been treated as confidential, are then given to members and made available to the public on the Parliament's website. The minister then makes a speech explaining the purpose, general principles and effect of the bill. At the end of the minister's speech, debate on the bill is set down as an item of business for a future meeting. The purpose of this is to give members time to study the bill and its effects before speaking and voting on it, and to provide the opportunity for public discussion and reaction. The second reading debate is the discussion of the bill. It's normally the most substantial debate that takes place on a bill. Its purpose is to consider reasons why the bill should be supported or opposed. An opposition member outlines the opposition's position on the bill. Government and non-government members then usually speak in turn. At the end of the debate, a vote is taken to decide the House's view. This means the bill has been agreed to in principle. Now the text of the bill is looked at in detail, clause by clause, and any changes to it can be proposed. Changes could be leaving out, substituting, or adding words. The House must vote on each change. These procedures ensure that every part of the bill is considered and agreed to, with or without changes. Once everyone is happy, the bill goes to a third reading. This is the final stage in consideration of a bill, and is usually a formality. When the motion has been agreed to, the clerk again reads out the long title of the bill. This signifies that the bill has finally passed the House. After a bill has passed the House, the clerk signs a certificate attached to the bill, stating this bill originated in the House of Representatives, and having this day passed, is now ready for presentation to the Senate for its concurrence. The message and bill are then delivered to the Senate by the Sergeant at Arms. The bill again goes through 3 readings in the Senate. When the bill has passed the Senate then returns the bill to the House, either with or without amendments. Senate amendments or requests are considered by the House and may be accepted or disagreed to. When a bill has finally passed both houses in identical form and been checked and certified, it is presented to the Governor-General for assent or approval. At this point, the bill becomes an Act of Parliament and part of the law of the land. Elections and voting. In Australia, we live in a democracy, which means the power is in the hands of the people through our right to vote. There are lots of different elections to vote in: state, local, and federal. It's compulsory for all persons over 18 who are Australian citizens to vote in federal and state elections. Federal elections are normally held every 3 years. But how does Australia's voting system work? Australia has a preferential voting system. To vote for an MP in your electorate, you must fill out your ballot paper by numbering all the candidates in order of preference. If you like the Labour candidate best, you write 1 in their box. If you like the Greens second best, you put them as number 2, and so on. You must number every candidate. If you do not, the vote becomes informal or spoiled and does not count. If any candidate gets 50% of the primary vote plus 1, he or she is elected. If not, the candidate with the fewest votes is eliminated, and the other preferences on his or her ballot papers are redistributed to the other candidates. This continues until one candidate has 50% plus 1.
Created using Powtoon.